Have you all heard about the country preacher? Now, some of y'all think I'm talking about Jesse. No, I don't mean Jesse. I grew up in the home of a preacher, and for as long as I can remember, everybody, as soon as they found out I was a preacher's son, they had a joke about a preacher. Let me tell you this one about the preacher, a story about the preacher. They had some gossip to tell me about the preacher. Let me tell you this good one I heard about the preacher. I used to hate to hear those words. Well, one of the sayings I learned as a little boy is if you can't beat them, you do what? Join. So I'm joining with them tonight, and I'm going to tell y'all the one that I heard about the country preacher. He was a country preacher who lived up in the hills, way back in the woods. Some people would call him, because he lived in the hills, a hillbilly, based on where he lived. But the pitiful part of the story was not where he lived, it was how he lived. Let me tell y'all something. Reb had a concubine. The girl lived about 20 to 25 miles from his town, and when he met her, it was on like neck bones. She rocked his world, and he took her from her town to his town. Now, I don't know why he was in her town in the first place. They ain't told me that. Maybe he was there preaching a revival. Maybe Reverend was running a meeting where she lived. But when he met her, he told her he couldn't live without her. Lost without you, can't help myself. How does it feel to know that I love you? Reverend took her as his concubine. Somebody say concubine. Now, none of the church folk seemed to mind that the minister wasn't married and that he had a concubine. Young people, y'all don't know what that concubine means. That means they left. The young people left. They danced and left. Tell them, dance on back in here. I got something I want to hear. Concubine means kept woman. Somebody who lived with him and took care of all of his needs. Somebody tonight say all. Took care of all of his needs. But she was somebody he wouldn't marry. And nobody seemed to mind that in the church. Nobody, however, except girlfriend. Now, girlfriend didn't tell me this, so I really don't know why. Gloria Naylor, one of our brilliant black fiction writers, says that there are 4 sides to every story. 4 sides. His side, her side, the outside, and the inside. I wasn't inside. I wasn't in that relationship. And country preacher did not confide in me, and his concubine, his kept woman, kept the real reason to herself. But for whatever the reason, because he wouldn't marry her. I mean, he loved her enough to lay down with her, but he didn't love her enough to stand up with her. Now that should have told her something right there. He didn't love her enough to stand up with her, and he sure didn't love her enough to stand up for her. So she got mad. I don't know why she got mad. Let me repeat that. From the outside. I can see why she should have gotten mad from the outside. I can understand why I would have gotten mad, but I really don't know because she never said. What I do know is that she got mad. Oh, yeah. Girlfriend was hot and girlfriend got hat. Packed up and went back to her father's house and stayed there. 4 months later, Reverend had a new attitude. First, you know, she'll be back. 2 weeks passed, 3 weeks passed, 4 weeks. I know she's coming back. 5, 6, 7. 4 months later, Reverend got a whole new attitude, so it seemed. No more Mr. Macho. No more do what I say, do when I say do it. Reverend went to begging. Darling, have a heart. Don't let one mistake keep us apart. I am not meant to live alone. Now, here is where a bad story takes a turn for the worse. The story goes from bad to worse. This wasn't no private affair. Reverend wasn't involved in a secret love affair. I know you got a chick on the side. Sure, you got a chick. No. The girl was his concubine, and everybody knew it. Say everybody. Everybody knew that. And when he went to begging, first of all, he took his armor bearer with him. That means his partner knew about his peace. Then second of all, her papa was a part of this sordid and sick story I heard, y'all. Her daddy knew she was living with Reverend, and her daddy did not raise one objection. In fact, when Reverend came begging, her daddy welcomed Reverend into his home and aided and abetted this unholy reunion. Her daddy ate with Reverend, drank with Reverend, and encouraged Reverend to spend the night at his home sleeping with his daughter, Reverend's concubine. Not for one night, but for 3 nights. Every day, the two good old boys, Reverend and Sweet Things Daddy, they would eat and they would drink all day long for 3 days. And at sunset, Daddy would say, Reverend, it's too late in the day for you to leave now. Why don't you spend the night here with my daughter? And please remember, they're not married. Day 2, they ate, they drank. And the girl's father, who came out to meet Reverend with joy, he never mentioned his daughter's living arrangements, and he never asked Reverend if he had any intention of marrying his baby girl. The two good old boys just acted like everything was normal and everything was natural. Day number 3, the party went on. The papa kept the food and the drink coming, and the Reverend slept again where he had been sleeping, in the girl's house, in the girl's father's house, in the girl's bed. After all, she was his concubine. Y'all ever heard a story like this before? Day number 4. Reverend got up and got ready to leave, ready to take the farmer's daughter right back into the same living arrangement that she had left in anger. Reverend had sweet talked her, but there had been no talk about a wedding. And her daddy said, have something to eat, get some strength for your journey, and have another drink of liquor. Have another drink of liquor. Ain't no sin in drinking gin. That's what Pigmeat Markham put it. So the 2 men sat down, and the 2 men ate, and the 2 men drank, and the 2 men talked about everything except the violation of the farmer's daughter by a man of God in a culture which looked the other way and pretended like they could not see what was happening to her or how she was being treated. Finally, at the end of day number 4, the girl's father spoke up, and guess what he said? Why not spend the night again and enjoy yourself? Now, please remember, wasn't no television in the house. Enjoy yourself. Wasn't no DVD, no MP3, no DVR, no TiVo, no CD player, no iPod. Wasn't no computer way back up in the country. They didn't even have electricity, just food and whiskey. So how do you think Reverend enjoyed himself? The country preacher enjoyed himself another night, one more time. On the 5th day, Reverend got up early to leave, and the girl's father spoke up again. Only he didn't say, have you ever thought about how you're treating my daughter? He did not say, have you ever thought about what statement your behavior is making about my baby girl? He did not say, have you ever thought about how it makes the church look for you to keep my daughter as your concubine while the church keeps quiet about your sexual behavior? He didn't say, have you ever thought about how what you are doing makes the God you serve look, as everybody looks the other way, as you misuse and abuse my baby daughter. Guess what the daddy said? The father of the preacher's concubine. He said,